The images seem to be at odds with warnings about a war. Video released by the Russian military showing soldiers, equipment, tanks apparently being sent back to their garrisons. But was this de-escalation or deception by the Russian leadership? President Putin didn't quite answer that question today. Hosting the German Chancellor, he said he didn't want a war in Europe. But what he didn't say is there will be no invasion.
Firstly, on how Russia will act further, according to the plan. What will the plan depend on? On the real situation on the ground. Who can answer how it will develop? No one yet.
Because as he was being filmed, ITV News heard from Western officials who said despite today's statements, they've seen no signs of de-escalation on the ground. This evening, President Biden responded. He had no new evidence of a drawdown, but he had a new figure. He said 150,000 Russian troops are now on the border.
77 years ago, our people fought and sacrificed side by side to end the worst war in history. World War II was a war of necessity. But if Russia attacks Ukraine, it would be a war of choice, or a war without cause or reason. I say these things not to provoke, but to speak the truth, because the truth matters.
Satellite images show troops still on the move in Belarus. Nearby, helicopters deployed, indicating a continuing build-up. And of the military vehicles parked up here in western Russia last month, few remained by the weekend, their destination unknown. The view from the ground is being used to document this military movement too. Videos are still being posted online which appear to show Russian forces closing in on Ukraine. On TikTok, the social media platform, footage is being assessed by amateur analysts. Ukrainian politicians say they'll need to see de-escalation to believe it.
Was this a breakthrough for the peace process in Ukraine? No, definitely not. Russia has been known through the years to be escalating, to de-escalate, but at the end of the day, it's all back to the same square. Russia remains an aggressor state.
It's another anxious evening here. Russia is suspected of being behind a series of cyber attacks hitting Ukrainian banks and the government. A day of diplomacy ends with less clarity than it began. Rohit Kachru, News at 10, Kiev.